Tell me, Dave, when you're ready. Very good. Hello, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Thank you to those who are joining us in the audience and those of us via our YouTube channel. I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. Recital of the Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. District Clerk Nystrom, we have a roll call of trustees, please.
Trustee Bush?
Here.
Trustee Duty? Here. Trustee LaMarca?
He's
excused.
Oh wait, he's excused on vacation. He's on work.
That's right, excused. Thank you.
Sorry.
He's more.
Trustee Law?
The same.
He's running late.
Trustee McGloin?
Here, present.
President Jeff?
Here.
Trustee Young?
No idea.
Absent?
I haven't heard from him. Have you heard from him?
No.
Absent. At this point, he may show up. Hope he does.
4 present, 1 absent, 2 excused.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much. I have a motion now to enter an executive session to discuss the student matter and the superintendent search.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We're now in executive session. Oh, thumbs up. Thank you. We're back from executive session. May I have now a motion to reconvene the normal meeting, general meeting from executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We're back. First order of business is a budget hearing presentation. C. Douglas Whalen.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight is the final time we'll take a look at the budget. It's called the budget hearing. We've had 4 major presentations of this budget, so I'm going to go through this rather quickly, but if there's any questions whatsoever, please stop me and we'll answer the questions. We're looking at a $54,175,352 budget. It is a 5.1% increase over the $51,542 $3 budget. And the first slide is how the revenues for the district are broken down. This is the same as we've talked about in the last couple of meetings. The next chart is how those revenues are broken down. So you can see that the major revenues are state aid, property taxes. This is no different than in any other school district. The expenditures of the budget that match the revenues, you can see the 5.1% increase. You can see where we spend most of our money. We do spend 5% in instruction, 10% in benefits, debt service, 8.5%. This chart shows how the expenditures are broken down. Most of the money is spent for instruction, BOCES costs, and equipment. General administration and support is 10%, and that is right on par with what all school districts spend. the administrative budget, which is the budget that supports a school, it's not just administrators, runs between 10 and 12%. We're required to show the public the budget broken down into three parts: in administrative, program, and capital. This just gives you an idea of where most of the money is spent, and that's with our program. While I'm talking about this budget, I hope you pick up the budget newsletter, which has been mailed to all of the residents, and there's copies here. Also, there's something called a public budget, which is a little bit more detailed and explains a lot of the budget so it's understandable. I mean, it breaks it down into revenues, expenses, it talks about how we spend our money. It also has that three-part budget broken down by line item. So the new positions in this budget haven't changed. We need an extra building sub at the high school. ESOL teachers being increased from 0.8 to 1.0. You can see that accounts payable was 0.8, we're going to 1.0. We need more people in maintenance and custodian, and especially 3 more cleaners at Cayuga. We're adding a new auditorium at Cayuga and 2 more classrooms. And there's 900 students in Cayuga, and we've talked about the fact that cleaners are cleaning up to 21 rooms every night. So we need more people there. The equipment list hasn't changed. Chromebooks, some classroom furniture. In the athletic department, there's a tennis windbreak, lacrosse backstop, lacrosse shot clocks. There's hardware and software for the new buses, the technology. And we still have, we still have the dump truck in the budget, and we really need that dump truck. That was in the budget last year, and it was reduced. Highlights: this budget contains all of the programs that were in the prior year, all of the summer programs. It maintains extra funding for Cayuga field trips, maintains critical safety positions, and we are staying with the 1-to-1 Chromebooks, and we're buying new Chromebooks for 5th and 9th grade. Capital outlay project, every year there's $100,000 in a budget that's used for capital outlay. We are concentrating this money on the cogen plant, getting that, there's a few components in it that need to be changed. It's operating, but it needs to be made more efficient. There's 2 propositions that we're asking the public to vote on. One is the budget. The other is the purchase of school buses. There are 3 candidates running for board for 2 positions, and this is the order that their names were drawn out of a hat, and they will appear on the ballot. So Jeffrey Orden, Justin Young, and Gary Lee. And following this presentation, we'll have a brief candidates night where I'll call these gentlemen up to the podium and they can introduce themselves and talk to the community about why they would like to be a Depew board member. This is just a slide that says the 2 highest vote getters will be elected to the Board of Education. Voter eligibility, you've seen this slide before. And the last slide is May 21st, from noon to 8 o'clock. We will be voting on this budget in the high school gymnasium. Are there any questions? Yes.
How many children are in our school district? What is the exact number of pupils in the school district?
About 1875.
1875. So, let me just kind of calculate that out, because I was looking at these numbers, and I pulled online that it was 1809, so my numbers are a little off, but the cost per pupil based on the 54 million is $29,947, but if it's 1879, it's 54,179.
Ma'am, are you a district resident?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because if you were, you could address the board with any questions or concerns you had. Okay, just curious, thank you.
I'd be glad to meet with you both of those numbers. It all depends on the consistency of students. It depends on if everyone's bus, if there's kids that walk. There's all kinds of factors that go with that number.
Yeah, I'm looking at the budget and see that there's all different factors. But at the end of the day, you also gotta consider how much it is per student, and we do need to be a little fiscally responsible.
I appreciate that. Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much. We'd like to now have a brief candidates night. And we have 3 candidates that are running for the board. And I'd like to call them up in order that their names are gonna appear on the ballot. So the first candidate is Jeffrey Orden. Jeffrey? Jeff, we'd like to give you 5 minutes.
Okay.
And talk to the community and tell them why you'd like to be a Depew board member, all right?
Good evening, everybody. I apologize if my voice is a little hoarse. I coach lacrosse, and there's a game going on right now. I left a little bit early to join you here. Current board, thank you for having me here. I appreciate you letting me speak to everyone and all the residents as well. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I've been part of the district for about 15 years now. I have 2 children that are currently enrolled at Cayuga Heights in 3rd grade, twins. Every day they come home with something new, and for me, I've not been part of the district other than helping out coaching lacrosse. I've also coached the Depew School District. Didn't always have a program, and I was instrumental in one of the people really trying to build that and make that come to be part of this district, and we do that now, and those kids are out there right now having the time of their life. I enjoy coaching more than anything, along with taking care of my family, and my kids always come first for me. I'm always supporting my kids' activities, and that doesn't stop here in the district. I'm always here supporting whatever activity, whatever schedule, we'll be here, no matter what it is. What I would like to do, I'd like to open lines of communications that I have not seen, and talking to just neighborhood friends and family in the district. We'd like to sit down and talk to the district itself, whether it be the individual principals, the board, whoever we can get a hold of. The reason why it would be good here, I'm a father of 3 children. I fight for everything that they want and that we need to make sure that we get it. There's no reason I can't do the same for every single kid in this district, and I will do that. Another strength that I have, it's very rewarding to watch a child excel in something that they struggle at. Whether it be in lacrosse or a certain subject that they're struggling at, I'm very passionate to make sure that I push and watch them succeed. I think that if I could do that here as part of the board, we can all grow together, and I can support the staff that's already here to make things even better. I appreciate everyone's time, and look forward to you voting next week.
Thank you, Jeff. Second person that will be on the ballot will be Justin Young.
My name is Justin Young. My wife and I have been a resident of the district for the past 16 years. Both our 2 children attend Cayuga Heights. My wife and I both came from large school districts, and when we got married and with the hopes of starting a family, we chose Depew specifically as a small community district with the hopes that our children would attend these schools. For the past 16 years, I've been a public middle school science teacher. I have a master's degree in special education. As a district right now, we're currently in a period of transition, working to hire a new superintendent who will build on the quality programming and opportunities at Depew. We are actively recruiting, as Superintendent Whalen had said. employees that share our passion and quality for the supports and the programs for our students, families, and community here at Depew. As a board member for the past 12 years, some of the things I'm most proud of is supporting the development of our school resource officer program, improving and maintaining our quality educational opportunities inside and outside of the classroom, and enriching our special education programs. The relationships I've developed in our community over the past 12 years help to give our district, in my opinion, an active voice to foster open communication with community groups and elected officials. If elected, I'm excited to continue my work toward open communication between the superintendent, the board, parents, students, faculty, and staff in our community. Some of my main goals in the past and continuing to go forward should I be reelected is continuing with fiscal responsibility and maintaining the quality programs we have for all students. I respectfully ask for your vote next Tuesday and your confidence to continue my service to the district and our community. Thank you.
The third candidate that will be on the ballot is Gary Lee.
Good evening, everybody.
You move.
I wanted to say I'm very excited about this because this is the first runoff we've had, I've heard, in many years. We have three, I believe, really good candidates. I want to thank you, Mr. Borden and Mr. Young, to continue doing that. I think no matter who gets voted, we're in good hands. I'd like as many people to come vote. It's what counts. Why did I want to do this? I have a friend on the board, and just seeing his passion on helping and build the district just inspired me. And coming to meetings, I saw how important it is. Did you see the numbers for this budget? It's crazy. Like this lady just said, there's big numbers. I have a master's in business administration, and I feel that might help me kind of look around. I'm very intrigued to see what's going on with the budget compared to other school districts. There's a lot of very important things going on. Like Mr. Young said, there's a new superintendent we have to look for. I believe we have a new special needs director we're going to need very soon. Which brings me to one of my key things I'm involved in. I have a special needs son. And I want to bring financial responsibility while trying to fund enough for everything, whether it's sports, special needs, musicals. There's a lot going on that really helps children grow, and they're all important, and finding how to fund all of this along with teachers is just mind-boggling to me, and I really want to see how we can do it well, and I'm hoping I will be able to help with that. And I enjoy talking to people. Like, I really enjoy talking to you, see what you came up with. I had a parent reach out to me this weekend asking lots of questions about special needs because she has a special needs child and she had so many questions, and I like getting down to the bottom of things. So hopefully if I get chosen, I'll be able to help out with the district. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Thank you again to all the candidates. Good luck to you. So next on the agenda is a presentation from our food service department. Joe Meddy, our school lunch manager, will regale us with all things food service.
You got it. All right, well, good evening, everybody. Just have a few slides for us to go over tonight. Basically just kind of what we accomplished in this school year. A lot going on this past school year, and some great things to look forward to. Obviously, the big talk over the summer last year and going into September is CEP, Community Eligibility Provision. This is a provision that allows, regardless of the eligibility of students, everyone is granted one free breakfast, one free lunch. It's been amazing. It's been busy. It's been great for the families. It's been great for the communities. I have some numbers up there. Currently, on average, right about 60% of the student body participates in school lunch. That's a huge jump from 22-23, we're about 36% or so. So a lot more kids are participating in school lunch, so that's wonderful. And 54% of the student body take breakfast, which is great compared to 22-23, where about 38% partook of breakfast. So this is great. Kids are eating. I know teachers love it, parents love it. It's a wonderful thing. A lot more districts are getting on board. We're still learning a bunch of different things that New York is sending our way regarding CEP. But the great thing is this was our first year of a 4-year contract. So we have 3 more years of CEP for sure. And then hopefully by that time we have universal feeding, which would be great, and that's been talked about for many, many years. But to say the least, would probably be CEP again, which is a wonderful thing. So that's one major accomplishment. I know this past, I guess, year and a half when I came on board here, listened to the students, listened to faculty, there weren't really any food options for after school. So we teamed up with Strive Vending, which is a vending service out of Orchard Park. They're wonderful. They work with some big companies. I believe they've done work with the Bills and the Sabres. But they only focus on healthy vending options, which is great, which is the direction we want to be in. Everything in the machines is child nutrition approved, Smart Snack certified. So that's a wonderful thing. We have 4 machines here in the high school. We have 2 in the middle school. And it's been very successful and very well received, so that's great. February 1st, I had my first administrative review from Child Nutrition. We did very well. There are no critical findings. They check everything from procurement laws to how much macaroni we're serving. They look at our ingredients and recipes and everything. So everything went very, very well. We're happy about that. And the great thing is I don't see them for another 5 years. So that's wonderful. But it was a great accomplishment. Our staff did a wonderful job preparing for that as well. Looking ahead, something I'm trying to do this year and for years to come, the USDA and New York State teamed up to do something called the New York 30% Initiative. It's about 5 or 6 years old. Long story short, if the school district could spend 30% of its food costs on New York grown food, we could get a higher reimbursement rate the following year, which is wonderful. The problem is it's hard to do. And there's a lot of ledgering involved, which is fine, but the food cost only counts for lunch service, not breakfast. So if I purchase New York State apples, which we do here at school, it only counts when I serve those apples during lunch periods, not breakfast. I know it's kind of annoying, but a lot of directors have complained about that for the past few years, and they're looking at some changes. Hopefully next year or the year after, which would be great. They're talking about maybe doing the New York 20%, lowering that percentage. So looking forward to that. Healthier products. Me and some of my director friends and other districts have been to some food shows in the past maybe 2 or 3 months. There's healthier options for snacks. There's healthier options for ice cream. There's some companies that do no artificial flavorings, no colors, no allergens. That's huge. That helps out our staff. That helps out the community a ton. So this is kind of the direction I want to go with, and not just snacks. There's other, center of the plate items as well that we serve that we could get some healthier products, which is wonderful. Some improvements looking ahead on district. We are currently in a project to replace the outdoor freezer outside of Cayuga Heights Elementary. We have our USDA commodity freezer out there. That is getting replaced by the end of July. We have our high school freezer and cooler getting replaced next summer. And along with the Cayuga kitchen inside cooler and freezer and the middle school coolers and freezers. So those are some projects I'm already kind of working with some vendors with and trying to plan some things. So that's exciting. I just want a special thank you to my staff. They are truly amazing. This past Friday was Lunch Hero Day, and they truly are heroes. They serve, just for example, in Cayuga Heights, we serve 900 kids breakfast in about 15 minutes. So you need a cape to do that. They're heroes, yeah. So they're awesome. We faced staff shortages. We've faced food shortages, and we continue to. We have a problem right now with other districts going CEP, and this is kind of huge, but our purveyors, our vendors are running out of storage space and food. So sometimes we have issues where a larger district bought all the bagels, and we're like, oh, thanks. So we gotta wait for bagels or change the menu for that week. So they've been very well. The staff has been awesome regarding those changes. We've had milk issues with production. We've had cardboard issues to carry the milk in. So it's been a pretty eventful year on top of doubling our participation. So we are at a spot now which is great. We're able to hire some more food service workers or adjust hours for some of them. So we're headed in the right direction, but the staff is truly amazing and everything's going very well, and we hope it continues that way. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
This brings us to our first public forum. This is the time in the board meeting agenda when district residents may address the Board of Education with their concerns. Each resident has up to 3 minutes to address the board. A total of 50 minutes will be allowed for each public forum, and this public forum is for items that are on the agenda. Anyone? No, thank you. May I have a motion now to approve the consent agenda items G, H, I, and J as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Kind of with a heavy heart that we say we're saying goodbye to Jill Shmachka. Thank you for everything you've done. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Not to be cliche, but it's a special person that does special ed, okay? And you've done it very well, and we wish you well. Thank you.
I love the idea to have a place that's so amazing, it makes it so hard to say goodbye, so thank you.
Okay, make it harder. Okay, new business. I have a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent to accept the donation of 7,000 junkless chewy granola bars from Frontline Impact to be used for students and staff across the Depew Union Free School District.
So moved.
Second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. I'll last this a while. Number two, may I have a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent to accept the $500 donation to Depew Middle School from Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Law, Mr. Patrick and Mrs. Margaret Law, to be specific, to be used to help fund the Freedom in America contest, which just took place, 50th anniversary.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Again, Pat, you and Margaret, thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. May I have a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent? Did I say motion carried, folks? Did I say motion?
Say it now.
Motion carried. All right, then, very good. May I have a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the request from the town of Lancaster Youth Bureau and approve their not-for-profit status and waive all fees except custodial and audiovisual fees to use designated facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Do we know what troop it is?
It's Town of Lake, this is Youth Bureau. This is Youth Bureau.
Town of Lake is, oh,
This is
sorry.
the youth bureau, yeah, that's the next one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Number 4, may I have a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the request from the Greater Niagara Frontier Council Boy Scouts of America and approve their not-for-profit status and waive all fees except custodial and audiovisual fees to use designated facilities.
So, second.
Any questions?
Do we know what troop it is?
It's not the troop.
So
It's the
what's on their request?
It's the entire, organization using it for training for their,
Oh, is this the troop leader training one?
that is correct, yep.
Is it specific dates?
It's all in.
Yeah. Okay.
On the board docs.
Thank you.
June 1st from 6 to 9.
From 9 to 1 p.m.
Saturday.
Correct. So they're using auditorium, gym, 10 classrooms.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I have a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the request from the Victor Swim Club and approve their not-for-profit status and waive all fees, except custodial fees, to use designated facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Do we have specific dates?
Yep.
I'd like to know that.
Yep,
Beginning-
beginning 8,
Oh, go ahead,
beginning
Jess.
8/3 of 2000, maybe that's a 6/3 of 2024, and continuing indefinitely.
They're gonna swim in the early morning, right, before school starts, and they're gonna be a feeder program to our swim.
Beginning June 3rd, 2024, and continuing indefinitely, events will be Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 7:15 a.m. and 3 to 10 p.m. No Tuesdays and Wednesdays until after June 30th, 2024, Saturdays 8 to noon.
Doug, like you said, this is gonna be an offshoot of our swim program, correct? Effectively a feeder for it.
It's really gonna help our swim program.
Out of Victor, New York?
They're out of Rochester. They've got a great reputation for pulling kids together and teaching them how to swim, and they're a great feeder program for all of the schools' swim teams. Something that we're trying to develop here.
Any other questions? Trustee Young?
No.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. That's it for new business. We do have a superintendent's report, Dr. Whalen.
Just a couple of items. In addition to a lot of quality education programs here, we have a tremendous athletic program. And congratulations to the Lady Wildcats and the boys baseball, ECIC Division IV titles. So I commend them for that. Also tomorrow, there'll be 11 athletes signing to go to colleges. And I wanted to announce their names tonight, but they asked me because they're gonna be named tomorrow, not to publicize them, but 11 students signing for college scholarships is just amazing. And we have over 300 students of our student body that are participating in some type of sport. So that's the most ever, 7 through 12. I want to congratulate the middle school students. I saw that all of the kids were listed on the honor roll, that were in the paper. You will never regret the time you spend on your studies. You'll never regret it. It's going to take you right through life. So the harder you work, the more you try, the more you challenge yourself, that's going to help you in your futures. So congratulations to them. At the Cuga Elementary, in terms of our literacy program, the teachers have been working very hard, October through May, and now they're ready to take a look at 2 literacy programs, one from Houghton Mifflin and one from Branchmark. And we're looking to align our literacy program with the literacy standards, and we're also looking for a new phonics program to help our students in reading. Last week I had an opportunity to go into the life skills class we have here in the high school. And this is one of the tremendous things that our school does. We include students, instead of sending them to other places, we include them in our school district. It's a great program. I'm sure their education is far greater here with their friends than it would be in a private placement. But they're great kids, they're gonna go a long way. And the other thing I noticed when I heard when I was sitting there, is our local businesses actually provide internships for these students, which I think one was mentioned as Tops Markets. I don't know if I can give a plug for local businesses, but tremendous that kids can leave their classrooms and then go to an internship and learn skills. So I was really impressed with that. And just finally, there's a budget newsletter here. I'd like everyone to take a copy of it, read it. If you have any questions, call me. And there's something called the public budget, which is done in every school district. It talks all about our school district and how we're spending our money. And I just want to remind everyone to exercise their right to vote next week on the 21st, noon to 8 o'clock in the high school gymnasium. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Whalen. Brings us to our second public forum. This is the time in the board meeting agenda. The district residents may address the Board of Education with their concerns. Each resident has up to 3 minutes to address the board, and a total of 50 minutes will be allowed for each public forum. This public forum is for items that are not on the agenda. Don't have a student board member here this evening. Do you have any board members who wish to report anything?
Yeah, I'd like to go. So we, as Dr. Whalen talked about, we had the 50th anniversary of the Freedom in America, and thank you for your thanks. This has been my 12th year involved, 11th year sponsoring. We lost a year to COVID. It was pretty nice. We brought a lot of people back. Dr. Caruana came back, and Mr. Keller, who had emceed it for all those years, came back, and whose club I basically took over from. And Mr. is it Murphy was the art teacher? I can't remember.
Mr. Snyder.
Snyder, I'm sorry. He was back. It was really nice. We had multiple legislators here. It was the biggest judge turnout we've ever had, Monica Wallace, and I'm forgetting his name, the other gentleman. Kathy Hochul's office and
Yes,
representative. But the kids were outstanding. We had a couple of the best presentations we've had in a few years. It was a very close race, and ultimately the girl that won the poster contest last year won the essay contest this year, so it was kind of a fantastic thing. But I want to thank everybody that participated and thank those kids, and really give a shout out to Sal Carlino and Joe Pagano and all the art staff and ELA staff they really made it special this year. Emily came back and judged as well, so my daughter got to do it, so it was really nice, and thank you all. That's it.
May I have a motion to appoint Todd Bush as pro temp clerk?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
No.
Just do it.
Just do it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. May I have a motion now to enter an executive session to discuss the employment history of particular individuals with no action to follow?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We're now in executive
back into session.
Okay, so may I have a motion to, as we've exited executive session, to reconvene the regular meeting, please? May I have a motion to reconvene the regular meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. What we would like to do is we would like to amend the agenda for tonight's meeting and add one additional new business item, and that's to I may have a motion upon the recommendation of the superintendent to appoint Elizabeth Stearns as our new school board, school business administrator for the Depew Union Free School District,
So moved.
as presented.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Welcome, Ms. Stearns.
Yes, welcome.
Yay.
Very good.
Motion to adjourn. Adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn
So
said meeting now.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you for attending. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much. I think she'll be great for the district.
You want to
Can't
give
wait
this
to introduce her.
Pardon? You want to give this to Jessica
Yep.
for me?
I will.
So here's out of executive session. Return